Welcome back to another segment of Buckingham Business Review. I'm your host, Bernie Wolford, founder and president of Buckingham Associates. Our video magazine is about the intersection of people, strategy, and tactics. And this is our fourth and final segment with Mr. Bob Kilinski of Keller Williams. Would encourage you to watch segments 1, 2, and 3 for some tremendous conversation and dialogue with Bob. Bob, welcome back. In this segment, we want to personalize it a little bit. You've had a very long, distinguished, successful career in real estate and in leadership positions. Why don't you share with our audience just some of your general learnings, both positions of leadership in business in general, what are the keys to achieving success as you have, and then maybe personalize it to real estate. Someone who's thinking of getting into real estate, maybe the answer is don't do it, but I suspect the answer is yes. It's a great career, and here's some things you need to be thinking about. So let me just open it up to your
All right.
thoughts.
Well, I think your first question was, what is something I've learned? Well, I guess you don't say this on TV, but I'm approaching 70 years old. I'll be 70 in September this year. I've been in the business 40 years. And I guess when I look back, I say, what is the biggest thing I could have learned? And generically, it's learn, stick to, and master the basics. Block, tackle, run, kick, catch.
101.
101.
Very good.
When you try and find the magic bullet, there's some things out there. There's a lot of bells and whistles on things. But if you don't master the basics first, it's like building a house on no foundation. Eventually, it's going to fall down. It may stand up for a little while, but when something tough comes along, the weather, wind, it's not going to be there for a while. So I just tell everybody, in anything they're doing, find out the basics that have worked, time-tested, learn them, master them, use them over and over again. Then put on top of that some of the things that are current to today and the things you can learn specific to your industry. Speaking about real estate, that's exactly what Keller Williams does for its people. That's why I think we're the fastest growing company in the country and have been for the last 10 years. And I think why we're approaching this far from being the #1 company nationwide, including Canada, is because we give these things to our agents and our leaders on an ongoing basis, but always back to the basics.
I remember in a previous segment you talked about the importance of affiliating with the best of the best people. That's an aspiration of most companies. But then I've heard you in previous segments also talk about this ongoing development and training and relationship. It seems to me it's never ending, and I know that's a part of your mission to keep providing your agents and management team with something that's new and fresh so that they can achieve their objectives. Did I hear that?
You heard it right. In fact, the second thing I would say that I've learned is you never stop learning. If you do, it's not that you stay in one place, you actually start sliding backwards because the rest of the world leaves you at the spot you were. So sometimes it's just learning to keep pace. Other times it's learning times 2 or 3 to keep ahead. So master the basics, but also learn what's now. I mean, technology is being talked about all over the place. I mean, you remember a payphone?
I remember Superman had to change in a payphone.
Well, the whole point is technology changes, you got to learn what, but the basics of communication haven't changed. But the methods by which we communicate have changed. So it's a twofold process.
Now, we're taping this in March 2012, and we're coming out of a pretty rough real estate market. And in a previous segment, you encouraged me not to use the word depressed or recession. I like that because I get up every Monday morning. If I'm not allowed to use those words, then I'm not involved in that. I like that. But tell us a little bit about a young man or a young woman who's thinking about real estate as a career. Do you say, no, go do something else, or do you say, absolutely, it's a wonderful career? And what sort of
Well, first
mentoring?
of all, it goes back to the same thing I was talking about with the clients. It really depends on the DNA of the individual, because the real estate is a good industry with lots of good opportunities, but if that's not their DNA, then it's trying to put a person into a position that doesn't fit.
Sure.
This makes sense, so you got to match. And we do a lot of that, by the way, in behavioral analysis, and some people call it personality analysis, but really, are you suited for the job?
Okay, that's where it all starts.
I know how to do numbers, but I'll be a lousy accountant.
Right.
That's not my DNA.
Okay.
So I would say first, the industry is the industry. Let's assess the person coming in as it compares to the skills that are needed in the industry, and then I can answer your question.
Very good. Well, Bob, First of all, thank you for your time. I know you're very busy.
My pleasure, Bernie.
We're honored
Thank
to
you
have
very
you on
much.
Buckingham
Appreciate
Business
that.
Review. As a final question, why don't you tell our audience the best way to contact Keller Williams and the best way to contact you personally if they'd like to follow up with something you've said?
Well, first of all, KW.com is our main international website. And the Southeast region, my region, is KWSoutheast.com. You can learn all about Keller Williams on both sites. You can learn more about the Southeast region on the KWSoutheast.com. Me, our team, my partner, the resources that we do for our market centers and our agents, the facilities, the education that we do for our people, the climate of the market, wealth of information on our website. Also, you can contact the region office, which is here in Atlanta, Georgia, and the main phone number is 404-531-3261. Myself, Cheryl Sidoti, our regional director, Lisa Romine, our main staff person, Sam Foster and others that are on our team would be happy to help the client, the agent, the business owner, the competitor, because we're in a great industry and we have a lot of respect for the people we deal with and work with every day.
Very good. With all those options, there's no way somebody can miss you. They will find you. They will find Keller
I would
Williams.
like to think so.
Well, thanks again to our audience for joining us on another great segment of Buckingham Business Review. Thanks to our host, V-Link Solutions. Thanks to Buckingham Associates for making this show possible. This is Bernie Wolford, your host. We are hopeful that you will continue to be viewers and join us again on another episode of Buckingham Business Review. So long for now.